Hey guys, Zach here to give you my next review. Thank you everyone who watched my Thor review, Thor the Dark World that is. If you haven't checked it out already, I'm going to leave a link in the description on this side of the video, whatever side this is, because I don't know directions. But thank you all for watching it again. If you haven't already, check it out. If you don't want to, hey, I can't force you to watch it. Well, I could. I have some dark and mysterious ways. But that's for another video. This video is about a movie, a very controversial movie that I saw 2 weeks ago that I didn't get to put up a review because I didn't get to have the camera at the time and I had sold my previous camera. So this review is coming up a little later than usual, and that's going to be a lot of the movies that I put out in the next couple days/week. So yeah, so this movie is called 12 Years a Slave. I have to do something that I don't think I can. Just give me 1 minute. I'm checking the IMDb list of all the actors that was in this movie, and the main actor has a name that I don't even think I could pronounce. I will put a picture of him right now, but his name is, it's spelled Chiwetel. That's Chiwetel. I'm gonna just Chiwetel, and then Jiofor as Solomon Northup, the main character. He's a free man who gets into some business with these two gentlemen, and he gets captured and is taken as a slave. This is set in the 1850s, near the end of the war, on the Civil War. And this guy is going through 12 years as a slave, and it is a harrowing movie. It's kind of like Django Unchained, the reverse, where he becomes free, but it's not funny how Tarantino made it. The guy Steve McQueen, I'll put a picture of him up, directed this movie flawlessly. I think this is an amazing movie. I think this is the perfect vehicle for the guy that plays Solomon. I can't say his name. He gives an Oscar-worthy performance, and I haven't said that about a lot of people. Two people who I think gave really good performances this year. Three people actually. Three people. My Captain Phillips review will be up this week with my buddy Brian. He gives an Oscar-worthy performance. Hugh Jackman in Prisoners, which I talked about. You can check that review out. And who else am I thinking of? God damn it. It's on the top of my tongue. If I think about it, I'll say it later. But it's Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You're probably not even watching this video. Probably getting ready for the Oscars. But you give an Oscar-worthy performance just like Hugh Jackman and Michael B. Jordan in Fruitvale Station. That review will be up soon enough. And Captain Phillips, played by Tom Hanks. This movie is fantastic. I loved every part of it. It's very hard to watch. I think if you do not like gruesome images, you don't like the idea of slavery, I still think you should give this a watch, but it's very weary. It's rated R for a reason. It's a very harrowing movie, and it's an experience that will stay with you right after the movie. You also have some of the other people playing in this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch, sorry if I'm butchered your name, gives a very good performance. It's very subtle. It's very endearing. He's one of the good slave owners, if there ever was one. But he treats Solomon Northup's Shawat. I can't even say it now. I'm just going to call you Solomon. Solomon as a person rather than a slave. He does have to show he has dominance over him, but it's not in an evil way. As one other guy in this movie who I have to talk about, who gives a fantastic performance, in Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender is an actor who I've been watching for the last couple of years. He was in Shame, Prometheus, X-Men, which was fantastic. X-Men Days of Future Past. He's going to be in X-Men Days of Future Past. It was X-Men First Class, but he was fantastic in this movie. This picture will be up there somewhere. He's the evil slave owner that towards the end that what's his name? Solomon's character goes to. And it's just, this guy is evil. He has a love story with one of the slaves, and it's like really gruesome. He has to, and his wife doesn't like it, so she treats the slave that he's with, what's the word I'm looking for? That he's taken to badly, and it's like crazy. You also have Paul Giamatti in a little small role, which I thought was he was pretty funny in a dark kind of way. And then you have Brad Pitt, which blew me away how he was not even billed in this movie, but he was the producer, which was pretty cool. Steve McQueen does an excellent job of directing this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie in the sense that you really feel for these characters. You really hate Michael Fassbender's character. You really feel for Solomon in this movie. You really root for Brad Pitt to get him to help Solomon's character, and it's just you root for Solomon as a character. Like I've never rooted for anybody in my entire life to get out of there and become a free man. Like I'm literally sitting in my seat waiting for somebody to come and help them. And then I realized it's a different time back then. You didn't have cell phones, you didn't have email, you couldn't do this in a day span. You had to wait. But it's a travesty. This guy had to wait 12 years, and the worst part about this is based on a true story, which blows my mind that this happened, and it disgusts me as a person that we had slavery in this country. And that's just a little rant for another time. But this movie is the epitome of filmmaking at its finest. It's a good story, good characters, people that you want to root for, and people you disgust. And it's a great performance of everyone around. The cinematography, it's a beautiful movie. There's shots in these movies where they don't cut to anything. It's just shots. There's this one scene. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's empowering, and it's just in your face, and you see people around him, and you're like, are they going to help him? It's crazy. This scene went on for 5 minutes, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, this is terrible. Is anyone in this area going to help this man? No one does. I'm sorry for that spoiler, but it's just they do this a lot in this movie where they just stay on one scene and it doesn't move. And I forget, there was this movie I watched a couple of years ago that did this, and it's very, very thought-provoking, and it hits you, and it makes you stay on that image. It becomes kind of disturbing at that point. And you're just sitting there like, oh my God, I can't move. I'm fixated on this image that I can't get away from, and it's disturbing, and I don't want to watch it, but I have to because I'm so invested in these characters. Steve McQueen, you did a fantastic job as the director. You're probably going to get an Oscar nomination. The main character who plays Solomon is going to get an Oscar nomination. And it'll be a travesty if Michael Fassbender does not get an Oscar nomination for his fantastic portrayal of a slave owner, a really evil slave owner. And he eats up this role. Like, I haven't seen much good supporting actor roles this year. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. If I think of any, I'll put it in the video. But Michael Fassbender, this guy hammered it home. He knew what he wanted to do with this character, and it was fantastic to watch. Solomon's character, he's just as good, maybe a little bit less good. Less good? Is that even how you say it? But Michael Fassbender's a little bit better than the character played by Solomon. I'm not going to pronounce your name again because it was a terrible attempt to do it. But yeah, so I've talked about this movie so much that I have to finally give it a rating. And my rating is must see. If you didn't realize it already how well I talked about this movie, there's no flaws. The ending had me in tears. That's all I have to say. If a movie can move me so much that it has you like in tears, I don't know what else I can give this movie as. It's a must see. You have to go see it. If it's playing in your theater, please give this movie a watch, even if you're disturbed by it, even if it's hard to take. Watch it, finish it. You will feel good about yourself. Not in the entire point up to the ending, but the ending you'll feel good. You'll finally realize something happens. I'm probably spoiling it, but if you watch it, you'll understand why. I love this movie a lot. It's not my favorite movie of the year. That probably is going to go to Captain Phillips, which will be up later this week because of Tom Hanks. And that just gives you the clue right there of what that performance is going to be like. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be having more of these past reviews up in the next couple days because I want this channel to be filled by the end of the year so I can finally do my top 10 best and worst movie reviews. My next review will probably be Star Trek Into Darkness, and then I have 2 reviews coming up this weekend. I'm going to be reviewing Captain Phillips. I already saw it. And I'm going to be watching Hunger Games Catching Fire. Hopefully that's good. And that's all I have to say for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, please like this video or give it a thumbs up, whatever the system is nowadays. Subscribe to my channel. The doobly-doo down here will have the subscribe button. And share this video because there's nothing else you can do. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Zach. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.